Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, classmates. My topic this afternoon is all about cognitive objectives. Cognitive objectives are designed to increase an individual's knowledge. Cognitive objectives relate to understandings, awareness, and insights. For example, given a description of a planet, the student will be able to identify that planet as demonstrated verbally or in writing with 100% accuracy. Or the student will be able to evaluate two different theories on the origin of the solar system as demonstrated by his ability to compare and discuss verbally or in writing the strength and weaknesses of each theory. This includes knowledge of information, recall, comprehension, or conceptual understanding, the ability to apply knowledge, the ability to analyze the situation, the ability to synthesize information from a given situation, the ability to evaluate a given situation, and the ability to create something new. Bloom's taxonomy is a set of 3 hierarchical models used to classify educational learning objectives into levels of complexity and specificity. The 3 lists cover the learning objectives in cognitive, affective, and sensory domains. The cognitive domain list has been the primary focus of most traditional education and is frequently used to structure curriculum learning objectives, assessments, and activities. The models were named after Benjamin Bloom, who chaired the committee of educators that devised the taxonomy. He also edited the first volume of the started text, Taxonomy of Educational Objectives, the Classification of Educational Goals. Although named after Bloom, the publication of Taxonomy of Educational Objectives followed a series of conferences from 1949 to 1953, which were designed to improve communication between educators on the design of curricula and examinations. The cognitive domain is broken into 6 levels of objectives. First is knowledge. Knowledge involves recognizing or remembering facts, terms, basic concepts, or answers without necessarily understanding what they mean. It also conveys of ways and means of dealing with specifics, conventions, trends, and sequences, classifications, and categories. For example, name 3 common varieties of apple. Second is comprehension. Comprehension involves demonstrating an understanding of facts and ideas by organizing, summarizing, translating, generalizing, giving descriptions, and stating the main ideas. Example: summarize the identifying characteristics of a golden delicious apple and a Granny Smith apple. Third is application. Application involves using acquired knowledge, solving problems in new situations by applying acquired knowledge, facts, techniques, and rules. Learners should be able to use prior knowledge to solve problems, identify connections and relationships, and how they apply in new situations. Example: would apples prevent scurvy, a disease caused by a deficiency in vitamin C? Fourth is analysis. Analysis involves examining and breaking information into component parts, determining how the parts relate to one another, identifying motives or causes, making inferences, and finding evidence to support generalizations. Example: compare and contrast four ways of serving foods made with apples and examine which ones have the highest health benefits. Fifth is synthesis. Synthesis involves building a structure or pattern from diverse elements. It also refers to the act of putting parts together to form a whole. Example: convert an unhealthy recipe for apple pie to a healthy recipe by replacing your choice of ingredients. Argue for the health benefits of using the ingredients you choose versus the original ones. Lastly is the evaluation. It involves presenting and defending opinions by making judgment about information, the validity of ideas, or quality of work based on a set of criteria. For example, which kinds of apples are best for baking a pie and why? Next domain is the affective domain. Skills in the affective domain describe the way people react emotionally and their ability to feel other living things, pain or joy. Affective objectives typically target the awareness of growth in attitudes, emotions, and feelings. There are 5 levels in the affective domain, moving through the lowest order processes to the highest. The lowest level, the student passively pays attention. Without this level, no learning can occur. Receiving is about the student's memory and recognition as well. The student actively participates in the learning process, not only attends to a stimulus, the student also reacts in some way. The student attaches a value to an object, phenomenon, or piece of information. The student associates a value or some values to the knowledge that they acquired. The student can put together different values, informations, and ideas and can accommodate them within his own schema. The student is comparing, relating, and elaborating on what has been learned. The student at this level tries to build abstract knowledge. Moving on to the last domain, we have the sensory or psychomotor domain. It describes the ability to physically manipulate a tool or instrument like a hand or a hammer. Psychomotor objectives usually focus on change and or development in behavior and or skills. Examples are: performs a mathematical equation as demonstrated, follows instructions to build a model, operates a computer quickly and accurately, displays competence while playing the piano, and creates a new gymnastic routine. Thank you, sir, and good afternoon. For example, would apples prevent scurvy, a disease caused by deficiency in vitamin C? Fourth is analysis. Analysis involves examining and breaking information into component parts, determining how the parts relate to one another, identifying motives or causes, making inferences, and finding cut